Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Frieren. Last time around we had Necessary Killing, where basically Ubel was fighting Weirbel, and he was about to kill her, but he was hesitating. Well, it wasn't that he was hesitating, he was going to do it, but he had to prepare himself because he did not like he does not like killing. Am I out of focus? I look like I'm out of focus. I don't know, maybe my eyes are out of focus, who knows. Anyway, I'm totally out of focus. I don't know what's going on there. Hey, does that help? No? Okay, we're just going to be out of focus. I don't know what that's about. Maybe I can, I don't know. Anyway, I wonder if I can, no. Didn't work. Anyway, so yeah, then Fern was able to get over there, save Ubel. They kept their Stilla. Virbel went over to get Girl, who Fern claimed she killed. She didn't. She just lied about that. Got their buddy. Then they were miraculously able to catch a Stilla. Cut to Frieren. Frieren is dealing with Denken and his buddy. His buddy is fighting Lavina and Kana, and he's all pompous and arrogant and crap, and Denken's I'm sorry, I'm not like that. I just hit the microphone. Sorry about that. Anyway, so now Frieren and Denken are going to fight, and yeah, it's pretty much where we left off. This whole recap has gone off the rails because of the autofocus, so oh well. Well, let's get it back on track by getting right into this episode. Like always, the reaction is down in the description and in the pinned comment for your viewing pleasure, so let's go ahead and jump right into this episode of Frieren. Here we go. Alrighty. I love that. I love cutting back to him just at a bar. He's just happy as a clam. He finally gets some personal time, you know? He's just straight Sunday chilling over there at the bar. At the pub, at the what do they call it in the what would they call it in medieval fantasy? Just a tavern, that's it. That's what I'm thinking of. He's just over at the tavern chilling out. It kind of sucks he doesn't have Zine anymore to to hang out with, but I love that so much. It's just it's been 2 days. I can stay up as late as I want. Fern won't get mad at me. It's weird how happy I am. Sometimes you need a break. And especially with Fern. Holy crap. I love too because he specifically says Fern's not getting mad at me. That's the only thing he's happy about, really, is that Fern's not, busting his nuts right now. Anyway, so that's fun. Well, I guess they'll come back, though. Perhaps they'll come back, they've got 3 days, basically. They've got 3 days, which makes sense. They gotta get that mana back up. I wonder, is it just a normal process? Do you need to, eat more? Is it like the Flash? Is it like the Flash where it's the Flash has to eat so much food because he's so fast, he runs so many calories off, because he's so fast, so. Man, I really like Denken. He's cool. I like him. And honestly, it makes sense that someone of his age, that's his reason for getting the first class mage certification. It's what else would he need that for? He is an imperial mage. He is a well-respected, powerful mage. But at this point in his life, what does he need this for? Other than just, something else to write on the tombstone, But I like that it's not for anything like that. His hometown is in the north, and the only way you can go to the north is either you're a first class mage or you're with a first class mage. So he's taken the test, become a first class mage, so that he can go and return to his home. Hey man, fair enough. I mean, it's practically the same reason for Frieren, you know? She needs to go to the north to get to her relay. So, and that's the thing. I'll be curious to see what we're doing with this whole Zeria thing, you know? Because it's like, it is the thing of like, oh, Frieren, after, 1,000 years or whatever, this is how you say hello, by breaking my magic and stuff like that. And it's just like, she's just, like, literally, like, I don't think she cares, you know? Like, before this, she didn't even know that Zeria was a part of this, you know? So she's just like, whatever, you know? But now we have... So Zeria was the master of Flamma. She was the Qui-Gon to Flamma's Obi-Wan, to Frieren's Anakin, to Fern's Ahsoka. See? It all tied around. If Anakin was 1,000 years old also. Which, we don't know how old Zeria is. Like, she might be, like, double Frieren's age. Because, she already had this giant collection of grimoires, so... But man, what an interesting thing just starting out. It's like, it's like, oh, I can give you any spell in the world. And Frieren's like, no, I'm good. Like, if I need a spell, I'll find it myself, you know? It's the pursuit of magic. It's not about the destination, it's about the journey, you know? Which, I mean... We've literally seen that throughout this show. Ow, my nose is acting up. My nose is runny. It's ungodly cold outside. So I think the winter weather is getting to me. Anyway. But we've seen her do that where it's like, she's just going through and she's just collecting these spells and doing these little bits and bobs and jobs and I don't know, stuff. I tried to make stuff anyway. I tried to make words and sounds. It didn't work out. Or she's taking all these odd jobs. She's taking all these odd jobs to get these spells, you know? And a lot of times, they're just stupid, you know? Like, it's an interesting thing, because it's like... Because I bet it is a thing of, like... it makes some of these spells... more interesting because you have the story there. It's like, yeah, you have a spell that lets you see through clothes, which is pretty much nothing. It's like pretty useless, all things considered, unless you're just a pervert, which none of them are. So, although Fern would say that Stark and Frieren are both perverts, but that's different anyway. But she has this spell, and it's like, okay, well, maybe... Because she kind of said, like, before, it's like, well, you can kind of use it if, depending on, like, what is considered clothes. Like, you can see through armor and see if they have, like, a thing, if they're, like, hiding something. So, it's like, maybe there's an application for it. But what makes that spell so much more interesting is how they got it, which is, we tried to kill a dragon, it didn't work. Dragon chased us away. Then we got a warrior who came in and is so friggin' powerful that he just bested that dragon pretty much single-handedly, And then we got a friend, and also he's a dork. He's like a massive dork. And it's great. It's great. He's our massive dork, And so you have this entire story around how you got this, and that's honestly what she wants more. Which makes sense, because it's like, especially too, because she has the time, Like, everyone else, it does kind of make sense, Where it's like, it's like they said, I don't remember what the demon's name was, but you remember the pompous demons. And it's like, oh, the pursuit of magic, we harness our skills and we develop them over our lifetimes and stuff. And, Frieren is just a genius who can just do stuff, basically, And it's like, that's the thing with a demon, is that they harness, they improve this specific magic that they have over, an entire lifetime. But Frieren is different. She's different from anybody else. Even like, Richter, whatever, is just like, oh, I'm doing this stuff. It's like, it's all about the prestige and all this stuff. And it's like, she didn't care because she knows that in time things will crumble. And it's like, well, she could go get this spell and just be like, and now I have this spell. But she's got the time. Might as well just go find the spell herself. Go on a journey. Go do something. It's literally like it works for her because she's got the time. She can stop and smell the roses, and then she can come back in 1,000 years and smell the roses that are there now. Zedia can do that too, though. Zedia can do that too because she's also an elf. She just doesn't. She just doesn't, and that's an interesting thing. That it's like It makes sense, why Flamma would look at Frieren and be like, she's going to defeat the Demon King, And it's like, it's not that Zedia couldn't, in terms of merit, but it's like, if you're seeking battle, that's not going to work, Like, so many people probably have challenged the Demon King to best the Demon King, to have that status. I'm the hero who defeated the Demon King. I'm just going to go ahead and say probably Himmel was not like that. Himmel was probably like, hey, I'm going to go defeat the Demon King because it will bring peace. Like, he doesn't, I don't know, it's not he wants to go find a fight. He's looking to pick a fight. He's some hot-blooded warrior or anything. It's like, no, he's just going to go do the right thing. And the right thing to do is to bring peace to this land. And he got 3 other people to help him do that, For the same reason why, he went to see if he could pull the sword from the stone, and he couldn't. And he still defeated the Demon King, Because when he couldn't pull it, it's like, well, I'm not the prophesized hero. Well, then I'm going to go make myself that hero. I'm still going to go defeat the Demon King, Because he didn't care. If anything, Himmel may have been the most worthy of that sword, which is why he could not pull it. It's like a weird reversal thing, It's like if everybody could pick up... It would be like if everybody could pick up Thor's hammer, but the person who's actually the most worthy can't. But that makes them the most worthy. This made sense in my head. Anyway. All this to say, Frieren's cool. Zedia, jury's out. She might be cool, but is she Frieren cool? Denkin is cool. Everybody else, the Fern, Stark, Zine, they're all cool. Lavina and Khan, I'll put them up there too, even though we don't really know their motives for being first-class mages. But Denkin, definitely in that Frieren category of cool, So, dude just wants to get home. So, and then we had the fight Frieren versus Denkin, which was fun. I did enjoy that because it's like, it's just the most basic offensive and defensive magic, But it works, And that's another thing. It's like, save the flashiness for other stuff. Like this more than, Weirabel, where it's like, oh, his magic, it's cold, it's calculating, it's meant to get the job done. It's like, Frieren and Fern they're there to get the job done, and they do, Like last episode, talk about like, oh, you don't have, where's your dignity? You're just brute forcing this magic, and it's like, yeah, and then she won. Like, and I like that. And just that little, just that little moment where he looks away because he's blocking a counterattack, and that little look away and look back was probably maybe 2 seconds tops, was enough Frieren needed to get in to close the gap and just, point blank Kamehameha basically, So it's just, this is all she needs. It's all she needs. You can make this giant flaming, god pillar, fire pillar tornado. You can do all of that. That ain't gonna work. But if I can block that, then you've just spent a lot on something that I just blocked, Meanwhile, if you block something that I do, I didn't spend that much on that, you know? I didn't spend that much on that attack. So, and then she broke the barrier. I love that. I love when they're, well, and also because she stopped Laufen, I think was her name. And, she just did not listen. He's literally yelling, "Don't do this. It's not going to work. The moment you use your magic, she's going to get you." But she didn't listen whatsoever. And sure enough, Frieren just grabbed her right there. But Laufen is also nice enough, because she did that because it's like Frieren was at least going to hurt Denkin. Not kill, but hurt, and she's too nice. So they got the Stilla back. And then I just like that moment where it's just like, well, now what are you gonna, now what are we gonna do when they're just tied to the tree? And I love just Frieren. She just has her hands like this. And I just love that look on Denkin's face. Like, you cannot be serious. You are not about to do that. And she destroys the barrier. The only person who can. The only person on Earth who could do that. It's so great. It's so amazing. And then, yeah, all that rain, all that water was exactly what Kana needed. And they just kicked the crap out of Richter. Good. The guy sucked anyway. All that is like, he really was bluffing, because it's like, yeah, it's like, oh, you're just children, I'm just babysitting, but I'm so cool and stuff. And it's like, yeah, and you're only saying this because you cut off her access to water, Which I don't see why, if Lavina can just create ice, why can't Kana create water? She's not like Noelle in Black Clover. She's not as good as Noelle. Second, why couldn't Kana just manipulate the ice, which is water? Yeah. I don't know. It's weird. I mean, that's just how it is. That Kana just needs that water, but still. And then I like when when Denkin, they get free, which that was also clever. It's like, well, let's fell the tree, and then we can work to get out of this binding. It's like, let's not, like, don't do anything to the binding head on. Let's do something to the tree, which is the weak point of this. And then I just love, it's like, okay, how are we going to take the Stilla from those guys? And he's just like, I'm just going to beat the shit out of them. And they just have a fight, We are men. We can settle this. And then we will have a succulent Chinese meal. So that was fun. And they did it. They passed. So they passed. Fern's team passed. Frieren's team passed. Virabel's team passed. And then like 2 or 3 others, I think, also passed. So yeah, that is the end of round 1. Round 1. And now, because they said, was it Land? That was it, yeah, on Fern's team. That now, in the next rounds, they're all going to be working against each other. Which might be difficult. Might be difficult for Kana and Lavina. Because, I mean, I'm going to be honest, they were kind of carried by Frieren, but still. I don't know. We'll have to see. I mean, we don't even know what the challenge is, what the next challenge is, but man. Oh, it's gonna be interesting. But again, I just love cutting back to Stark, just sitting in a tavern, just chilling out, just happy as a clam. He gets some time to himself, I bet you. You know what? I bet you if they don't go back to him for these 3 days, if they don't see Stark until 2 weeks or whatever, how long it's going to take to get through the next trials, I would love the two of them, Frieren and Fern, get back there, and he's just like a crying mess and like hugging them, just like he misses them like too much. Like, yeah, the first 2 days, are great. The first 2 days are great. You get to stay up as late as you need to. Fern's not nagging your ear off. You get to just do whatever you want. You can just walk around your hotel room shirtless or something. I don't know. Whatever Stark would... I don't know what else he would do. And then, I bet you by like day 3 or 4, he's going to be like, man, I miss those two. I miss those two so much. So, that would be funny, but we'll have to see. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how long this arc is going to be. You know, we're just going to keep going. This is like the longest arc we've had so far, but I'm down for it. But yeah, that is basically it. With all of that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist with all of my Frieren reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.